Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Rev 1211 Life as we finish up the book of Philemon. And we're going to be finishing with verses 17 through 20. And there's a lot of pictures of God's grace and God's love in these verses. So I'm going to kind of take my time through it. And I'm going to read, it says here, we know that Paul is writing a letter to Philemon and sending Onesimus back with this letter. So he's pleading for them to reconcile and for Philemon to take back this runaway slave who was actually either stolen from him or done him wrong in some way. So Paul is writing, he's encouraging Philemon to take him back. And he says, so if you consider me your partner, receive him as you would receive me. If he has wronged you at all or owes you anything, charge it to my account. I, Paul, write this with my own hand. I will repay it, to say nothing of you owing me even your own self. Yes, brother, I want some benefit from you in the Lord. Refresh my heart in Christ. And I'm just going to kind of step through these verses, and they're an absolute picture of Christ's love for us and what he did for us. And verse 17, he talks about, says, Paul wants Onesimus to be given a new status, a new status, equal footing as the two of them, as Paul and Philemon, equal footing for them, and allow him to serve Christ with no restrictions. And this is showing that Christ interceded so God could receive us, because we too were not on equal footing, because we talked about how in our sin we're useless, but now we're useful in Christ. So Paul is letting him know that, hey, Christ interceded for us, so why wouldn't I intercede for Onesimus for his restoration as well? And it says, Paul, in 18, Paul is willing to pay what Onesimus owes. And it's a perfect picture of Christ laying his own life down for a debt that we couldn't even pay, and a debt that we owed, just so he could make us whole and complete before God. Christ, he picked up the tab for this debt so that we could be viewed as perfect in front of Jesus Christ. So verse 19 goes on to say, another picture, a picture of Christ saying, it's over and it's done. See, he's telling Philemon, look, you don't make me call out that you owe me too. And Christ is saying here for us, I want us to see this. It's saying it's over and it's done. He said, you should owe me big, but I'm not going to call you on that. Just as God no longer calls us on our sin. He sees us through Jesus Christ now. It's over. Verse 20, he says, Paul is saying by showing love to another brother, by forgiving Onesimus, he's displaying a brotherly love in Christ. And that refreshes my heart, is what he says. That refreshes my heart, as well as the church and the people of Colossae. You have to understand. So the act of Philemon reconciling and taking Onesimus back in front of all these people in Colossae, the church there, they're seeing that this brotherly love actually does work. And it actually is something that we should be shooting for at all times. So it's a wonderful picture of what Christ did for the debt that we couldn't pay. And it's also a picture of Christ saying, hey, God saying, it's over. You owe me nothing. Although I could call you on your sin, I'm not going to do that. I put your sin, I put your transgressions as far as the east is from the west. It's over. So this book of Philemon, I hope you've enjoyed it, but it's a clear picture of us being reconciled with a holy God. So today, who are you refreshing today? Whose heart are you refreshing today? By your acts of love, by your act of Christ-like behavior. refresh somebody today. That's my encouragement for you. God bless you. See you soon.